In this video, I am going to discuss about multi-dimensional arrays, particularly two-dimensional arrays, how we can define and declare and initialize two-dimensional arrays. We know that arrays are the collection of items which are of similar data type or same data type. It is a collection of similar data items. So we also know that array items will be stored contiguously in the memory. I am discussing this multi-dimensional array particularly with a perspective of data structure, right? So there will be some situations where we want to have multiple dimensions of data. Say for example, if I want to store the internal marks of 3 students and 3 internal marks of data structure, student 1, student 2, student 3, and I want to have the marks in columns IA1, IA2 and IA3. So in this case, I need to have the table of data. Say if I would have stored only this row, this one, then I would have taken a single dimensional array. But here in this case, I need 2 dimensions. I have rows and I have columns. So if the data is in this type of requirement, then we call this as two-dimensional array. Multi-dimensional array means if it is having more than one subscript, then we call that as multi-dimensional array. Say if I declare this as some array, then it is single dimensional array. If I have this type of array where I have 2 indices or 2 subscripts, or we can say 2 square brackets, then it is two-dimensional array. Usually if it is more than one, then we call it as multi-dimensional array. Say this is 3-dimensional array. Almost all the programming languages support multi-dimensional array, but we need not to there will be very less number of situations where we go for more than 2 dimensions. So multi-dimensional array means there will be multiple number of subscripts. Then we call it as multi-dimensional array. If there are 2 subscripts or 2 indices, then we call it as two-dimensional array. Say first we will go for how we can declare it. Declaration syntax is, we use the data type, which type of data we want to store in the array, then followed by array name, and followed by 2 subscripts if it is two-dimensional array. Say if the data is in this format, that is table format, or if you want to talk mathematically, then matrix format. All these are the examples of two-dimensional array. Then size, this indicates the row size, that is the number of rows starting from 0th row, and the second subscript indicates column size, that is the number of columns starting from 0. This is the syntax of declaration of two-dimensional array. Say for example, say int, this only, assume this, say where there are 3 rows and 3 columns, leave this. If we take only data, then it is, say array name is marks. Say if I want to have 10 students and say 3 internal marks, then I can declare the array like this. This is an example. It can be double, it can be float, it can be character, whatever. Then it is the declaration of two-dimensional array. Say if I want to take a particular example, how we can initialize it. Initialization is at the time of declaration. If you want to assign the values to the elements, array elements, then it is called initialization. Say for example, int marks equal to, say I want to have 3 internal marks, so say it is 10, 20, 25. Then the second row elements 15, 25, 18. Then third row, say I have declared it as 3 rows and 3 columns, say it is 12, 22 and 18, assume this. Then it must end with a square bracket. So there are, how we can initialize this, we should use flower brackets. Then for one row, one pair of flower braces, and every item or element should be separated by comma, and every row should be separated by comma, and as you are declaring as well as initializing, it should end with semicolon. It should end with semicolon. Say you have declared it as 3 rows and 3 columns, but you don't know the third row items, then you can leave it. That will not be a problem. But if you want to access the elements of third row and 1, 2, 3 column, whatever it is, those will be initialized to 0. Those values will be initialized to 0 if you have not initialized it. By default, they will be initialized to 0. If you have not at all initialized, just you want to access the item without assigning the values, then there will be junk values. There will be junk values, but you have initialized the part of the array, then the remaining items will be 0 values. Say how the memory will be allocated for this. That is the next thing we need to discuss when we are discussing it as the data structure. Say we'll take the same items, let it be. Later we'll take the same items. Say there are 2 ways of organizing this on the memory. That is, one is row major arrangement, and another one is column major arrangement. Column major arrangement. Let us consider for only this data only, and assume that we are working on 16-bit machine where the size of the integer will be 16 bits, that is 2 byte. If you are working on 32-bit machine, then that will be different. Different means the size of every integer will be 4 bytes in that case. So as we are working on, say initial address is, assume it is say 3000, then 3002, 3004, these are the addresses what I am writing, 3006, 3008, 3010, and so on. So the first item is 20, this is A of 0, 0 and the 1. So second one is 21, 22, say 23, 24, 25, I need 3 more cells, 18, 20 and 19. So this is 312, this is 314 and this is 316. This is 0, 1, A of 0, 2, A of 0, 3, sorry, this is 0, 0, this is 1, this is 2, because all the array indices will start with 0 in C language particularly. A of 0, 1, 0, A of 1, 1, A of 1, 2, and this is A of 2, 1, sorry 2, 0, A of 2, 1 and A of 2, 2. So the first will indicate the row, first subscript or the index will indicate the row number, and this will indicate the column number. This will indicate the column number. So this is, leave the titles. So this is row 0, this is row 1, this is row 2, right? So, and this is column 1, this is column 2, and this is column 0, this is column 1, this is column 2. So this element, this particular element is 0, 0, the 0th row, 0th column element. The second element is 0, 1, that is 0th row, first column. The third element is 0th row, second column. This is how it is arranged in the memory, assuming that it is starting at address 3000 and we are using 16-bit machine. So this is row 1 data. Then this one is row 2 data. And this is row 3 data. This is row 3 data. So this is how the elements will be arranged in the memory if we are using row major syntax. That is particularly in programming, whatever you take the for loop, 2 for loops for reading and writing the arrays, similarly as that of single dimensional array, but for us it is a table data. For computer memory it is like this. Say if we use column major, if we use column major, then data will be arranged in this way. Say it is 20, 23, 18, 21, 24. I am writing this for the same table what I have created initially. 20, then 22, 25, 19, meaning that it will take the columns, first column, then the next column, then the next column. So this is again A of 0, 0. This is A of 1, 0. So here in this case, for first 3 elements the row was same. In this case, for first 3 elements columns will be same. Column will be same, like this. So this is the first column, column 1, and this one is A of 1, 0. Sorry, this is A of 24. 21 is column number 1 and still it is in the row 0. Next item is A of, I have taken less space, A of 1, 1, so on. This is how we arrange the elements. So this is column major and this is row major. The very important part is, this is of course memory arrangement, you need not to bother, but this is the way we declare the 2-dimensional array and we initialize the 2-dimensional array in this way. There are so many applications or operations of 2-dimensional arrays. Let's say you may start with matrix multiplication, which is a simple example of 2-dimensional array. This is the way we declare and how the memory will be allocated for 2-dimensional array. Thank you.